Mr. Crick's bundled up like Kenny Caraway was in the house.
It's brick
I'm
out there.
about to leave.
I was about to say,
Oh.
where you going, Trysta? You looking like you got, I see you
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
I see you working. Where you going?
I am going to go see Chris Rock tonight.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going
Is
to get
that Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle?
I think he's by himself.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's unfortunate because we get
Yeah.
Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. We're sorry, you little guys over there.
Sacramento,
only get Chris Rock
greater
by
than
himself.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Didn't Dave Chappelle almost get canceled when he came out with Chris Rock the last time?
Dave Chappelle regularly almost gets canceled.
Yeah.
So I don't really put a lot of stock in that.
Where
Yeah.
are they at out there?
There's a place called DAR Constitution Hall. So
Okay.
it's like a 3,500 person venue. So I'm going to go there.
Yeah. You're in DC.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I
Kenny
thought she was
always
in
thinks
New
you're in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're in
I
DC.
go back and forth. I was just in New York, but yeah, no, I'm not there anymore. I'm full-time in DC.
Shout out DC.
It's actually really cute story. I have a family who's like taking me in. They were like second family to me. And the dad, it was my
You
former
a college student?
well, my former producer at USA Today, when I was there, his family just kind of like, I didn't want to go out for Thanksgiving all the way to the West Coast. And so they're like, oh, come have Thanksgiving with us. Come have Christmas with us. Like, come do Easter with us. And so they just, have always invited me. And when I would go on the road, I would Airbnb my apartment a lot. And they'd be like, hey, if you ever want to just Airbnb your apartment, you could come stay with us. It's just like 30 minutes away from DC, 45 minutes away from. So we got very, very close back in like 2017. The dad is really into comedy. So he's like hosts and produce sketch comedy stuff out in Virginia. He's super into it. He's in like an improv group. So I got them these tickets with me for Christmas. So it's a little family event.
Nice.
Oh, that's
nice.
dope.
That's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
told you it was like kind of a cute story. So
It is.
I got dressed to go outside really for them. Really, that's like how lame I am.
That's all right. You got to get
I'm
dressed.
not out here trying to have my name on anybody's chain or anything.
Well, soon enough. Soon enough. It's all right.
But I wore this one because it's new. But two, I saw Kenny had his little shearling collar on the other day.
Yeah. It
And
was
I was
brick
like,
out here.
Let's go toe to toe, Kenny.
I don't want no smoke. It was cold out here though. It was brick. Like I said, well, it was probably about 44 that morning. It was cold.
Yeah, that's how it's been here too. Like you walk outside and you're like, Siri, what time is it? And it's like 46 degrees outside, high of 52. And you're like, nope.
It just ain't never getting warm. When it's those kind of, it's just 44, high of 47. This is just what it is all day.
I thought Sacramento was warmer than that though.
It is. Kenny's a baby.
Nah, it's cold,
It's
bro.
fine.
So
it's like
wait a minute.
Kenny gets cold
so
when it's like 60.
Trysta, when you come in January,
yeah, what's that?
It is gonna be a little brick.
Okay.
At night, not during the day. At night,
it'll be chilly. It'll be like high, 40s maybe.
At night it'll be mid 40s.
Yeah.
And then during the day it'll be like 60s.
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, DC in January will be like high of 40, low of 18. So
it'll be
my job.
It'll be a human 40. it'll somehow be a human 40. I'm not sure how, but it will be.
Do you guys bet against the Kings when they play a team like the Grizzlies for emotional support hedging?
I probably should, but I don't. I don't bet on basketball. Basketball's too weird.
You don't bet on basketball at all?
Nah. I mean, I'm not saying I never will. I just don't. It's just too weird. Like with the free throws at the end of games and all this other stuff. Like I just stay away. But I probably should start betting on the Kings. It worked. It worked for you, right? Like what'd you do with the Warriors last year?
Oh yeah, I would just bet on them every single time.
Yeah, you either won money or you were happy that they lost.
Alternate spreads. I was doing alternate spreads. Warriors minus 10.5 against the Boston Celtics, plus 290. Was doing that. They lose the first game in the finals. Bet them to win it all, plus 220. It's just the best. I have a Warriors ticket in my pocket right now, metaphorically speaking. Win it all.
I need to use some of Damien's money to start betting on the Kings.
I gave out that they would go 9-1, and 9-1 they will not be.
Your boy Keegan Murray debuted in the starting lineup last night. I asked Kenny right before you joined us. You probably heard the overflow of this a little bit. If Keegan Murray is already the Kings' second best player. Now, to be fair to Kenny wasn't privy to the conversation that you and I had last week regarding Domantas Sabonis. So where would you weigh in on that with a limited sample size?
What do you think? What do you think, Damien?
I'm going to go, you believe that Keegan Murray is the Kings' second best player.
Yeah. And also, as a side road, which has nothing to do with Keegan Murray, I love Malik Monk with De'Aaron Fox. It is, I don't even care. Like, I'm right there with you guys. If this team's not going to really do damage like the Blazers, just be really fun. Just be really athletic. That lob he threw up to De'Aaron Fox looks like he was shot out of a cannon sometimes. She's like, how are you this fast? So them together, that athleticism, really, really fun. But I do believe Keegan is the second best player on this team right this second.
Well, if Sabonis keeps playing that way, I mean, the talk is going to get louder. And Keegan is just doing what Keegan is really steady so far. Like, you can pencil him in for like 17 a night, it feels like. And he's still learning the game, learning the NBA game, getting even more comfortable with it. But every night, it's just it feels like an easy 17 every night.
And he does it with it's effortless. It doesn't even make any noise. It's just happening. You look up, he's got 16. It's the third quarter. It's just something that you can rely on, where I don't think you can rely on Domantas Sabonis right now. Not sure if I can.
I don't know if Sabonis knows what he's supposed to be doing right now.
You need to listen
like
to
he
me.
took 6 shots and had 9 assists last night. Yeah. Like, that's closer to what we thought you'd be able to do, but we didn't expect. Like, I feel like that's what we were begging Tyrese to do: shoot more. Like, man, we got to do the same thing with Domas.
Shoot the ball.
Yeah, I think that's really the key. And it doesn't look like his body always moves in the same way. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes he looks fluid and sometimes he looks really stiff and out of place. I think he's lost too much weight. He looks too skinny right now.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week too.
Also, I don't know what the effect. I don't know if you guys talked about this too, but the effects of the Eurobasket or the World Cup or whatever the case.
I think that contributed to his weight loss. Like, he just kept playing basketball.
It might be a little worn down, to be honest with you.
Luka looks like he gained all his Eurobasket weight back.
I was talking to Queen Bee, my fiance, the other day when Luka was on. She said, I ain't even gonna say what she said about Luka.
The fat boys are back, and they can never be whack.
Does he always look like this?
Luka looks eternally chubby.
He's always like Zion, one Cinnabon away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Zion, at least, like, if you like Zion, like, his arms pop.
Right.
Yeah.
Luka's don't.
No.
Like, Luka's don't.
No. And it's like he looked so good in the summer. It looked like he had dropped significant weight. And now I'm like, was that photoshopped for us? I put an MVP ticket on Luka. I said as soon as he got skinny, I was going to bet on him to win MVP. I didn't expect him to gain all the weight back.
He gained it all back. Hey, but
looking
look,
like he's turning ankles.
That's what happened with Jokic, right?
Yes.
Jokic lost weight and started. Yeah.
Or at least he looked like he did. It was during the
pandemic,
bubble, I think. Or
yeah.
After, yeah.
It like that stretch between when basketball was off, new Jokic came out.
Yeah. And then he gained it all back. And look, like I told the Queen Bee, I was like, yeah, he always looks like that, but he get buckets no matter how he looks.
Yeah, he does.
That man get buckets.
My co-host, PJ, he was like, man, you guys like watching Luka? I don't like watching Luka. And I was like, why? And he's like, I don't know. It just feels like he just moves so slow. And I was like, you're trying to say you don't like watching this because he's fat. You don't like, you're fat shaming him. And he's like, he's just too ball dominant. He doesn't move fast enough for me. I was like, there's plenty of ball dominant guards out there that like James. Nobody's like, oh, James Harden plays too slow for me. It's a fat thing. And James Harden can be a little chubby too. But I think it's because Luke is so tall and so not defined.
Just no definition.
No just definition. A little.
His calves don't even have definition.
Yeah, and not tan. It's kind of remarkable that he's able to do everything with just not any muscle definition at all.
And he's not tan.
He's not tan. That helps,
Pale ass out there getting buckets.
Do you guys ever get into the sun and like you get an extra color and you're like, "Ooh, I got a little ab popping right there."
Man, Kenny, don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
No.
Now, I recognize, oh, yeah, you do. You look significantly more muscular when you're darker.
I was like, Kenny went to Jamaica. Was he wearing an umbrella?
I have a hat on the whole time. You know, it was raining out there actually.
Really?
Yeah, off and on. It wasn't like the whole time, but it's one of those East Coast island things where it would rain hard for 7 minutes and then go away.
And it would be cloudy the whole time, just like
and it's like 86 degrees.
Why would you go to Hawaii?
It was a wedding.
Oh, wedding. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Is this a weird start to the season, or is this just normal? And we're just
weird.
living in it.
I think it's weird, don't you? Like, I feel that nothing exactly makes sense except for the Lakers failing. Portland's got.
Wait till they trade for Buddy. Wait till they call Indiana.
I'm waiting for this.
We need to do it now.
Now.
I need it. I need to see it. I need to see the LeBron doing this to Buddy. What are you doing, Buddy? Like, what is this? He never knows where to be. Just never knows. I don't know.
Do you think the Lakers make the play?
No.
Do you think they make the play in?
No.
I have a hard time believing they're going to be like.
It's a 27-win team. I said 32 and start. I think it's even less now.
Ooh.
And you know what? They should just be that. Just be a 27-win team or a 32-win team. Because we've said this before. The hell is Miles Turner and Buddy Hield going to do for that team? And you're losing your draft picks? Right. Just eat this year. You lost.
Yeah.
And fix it this offseason. By firing Rob Pelinka, the spiritor of Kobe Bryant, and figure out someone who can run this team. Not named Kurt Rambis, for God's sake.
Yeah, or Linda. Portland's looked really fun. I think that they are a scrappy team. I was looking at this, and I know, Damon, you listen to the pod, somewhat regularly. Yeah, I mean, less regularly, which is totally fine.
Why not? Listen to my girl Trysta. Stop.
I talked about this yesterday. So on today's podcast that came out, it was just like, if you look at Portland's roster, and I haven't ever said this outside of yesterday, because I know it's going to get me really, really banned from Portland. I hated watching Brandon Roy play. Like, I hated that.
You can't say that.
I know. It was disgusting. And I don't know if it was Nate McMillan. I don't know if it was Brandon Roy and Nate McMillan, but it was just like slow, methodical. Yeah, you put up 50, but everything felt gross. And so all I wanted for so long was like dudes that were athletes, that could jump out of the gym, that had positive wingspans, that could fly after loose balls, could get buckets, just above the rim players, just freaks.
Mm-hmm.
And we never would do that because Neil O'Shea had a very specific player that he liked. And they were always undersized. They were all, he loved Eric Bledsoe. God bless his heart. Mm. And he drafted Bledsoe to the Clippers. And so I hated that style. And I think the coaching compounded it. And finally, if you look at this roster, pretty much 90% of this roster is freak athletes. Like Keon Johnson has like the second highest vertical to ever be recorded in an NBA game. Shaedon Sharpe, he had like a 49-inch vertical, which is more than even Jordan in game. Like, you've got guys that are just really long, really athletic. Even like, who was it? It was Nasir Little. Roy Williams said Nasir Little is the best athlete he's ever coached in his life.
Wow.
And they used Harrison Barnes as an example. The only player that, said where Roy Williams said, yeah, I've been around him, he was a better athlete than Nas, was Michael Jordan at UNC. So Shaedon Sharpe adding to that, and I think Damian Lillard had the second highest standing vertical off of 2 feet at the combine. So we all know that he can kind of jump a little bit. So you add all that together, Jeremy Grant as well, and you're like, man, Greg Brown, like even like really, really like deep.
Gary Payton. Gary Payton.
The second, yep. Gary Payton, Jabari Walker, who's deep into the bench. Like, they are all dudes. Trendon Watford, dude. So that's exciting to me. I don't even care if you win. I just want you to do spectacular things.
Yeah, they beat the Nuggets and Suns already. Like it's not like they're beating the Thunder twice in Sacramento.
Or getting beat by the Thunder twice, like the Clippers.
Well, that's weird.
My MVP, you didn't hear? That was my MVP pick, Paul George.
And that was crazy.
No, it still could happen.
That was crazy.
I think
that's a bad pick.
He only played one of those games, by the way.
That's hilarious. You were giving out that stat earlier. You got to give that stat that you gave us earlier to Trysta. You took the undefeated team.
Let's see if she
Bro, they're 3-0. I thought maybe they were at like 5 games, 6 games. It's 3-0.
3-0. Trysta, do you know there are 2 players that are averaging 35 and 5 on 50% shooting from the field, 40% from 3 so far this season? Only 2 players. Do you know who they are?
35 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Luka and Giannis?
Giannis is 1. It's not Luka. I'll give you one more guess.
And it's not Paul George, is it?
No, it's I mean, clearly, if Giannis is the first one, this person is the second best player on the planet right now.
Tell me who it is.
De'Aaron Fox.
He's cooking. He is cooking. He is a really interesting player. Watching him alongside Ja go back and forth. They're not the same guy, but they have a lot of the same style of play that they want to go out and do. And I think if De'Aaron wasn't in a place where there's less media attention or, less winning, like if you put De'Aaron Fox on the Grizzlies, De'Aaron Fox would be a star on the Grizzlies if he would want to be, right? Because I think there's a personality element to it too. Ja is a very, very like boisterous, like vocal, like smack talker. Yeah, he's a star. Yeah. But I think if you were to put De'Aaron on that exact same roster, I don't know how much of a step down that team really has. I think probably Ja's a little bit of a better shooter from 3, right? I mean, De'Aaron's gotten off to a hot start from 3, but you would imagine that that's going to come down a little bit. But they want to they want to get out in transition. They want to do these tremendous things. So yeah, I mean, it's been fun to watch him. His player prop has been automatic. Him and Paolo. Until now, they've moved up Paolo's point prop from 16.5 to today it's 23.5, and we're like 1 week into the NBA season.
Oh man,
Jesus!
Orlando, the other 3 winless teams: Orlando, Sacramento, and the Lakers. Wow. Is it ever going to get better out here, Trysta, or is this just?
I don't know, guys.
It's just life.
I feel like I've hitched my wagon, so I'm not really sure anymore. You know what I mean? I'm in it now. I'm a part of it. Before I felt like I could kind of distantly
no, you live it.
And now I'm like in it. It's a really tough schedule to start, honestly. I think that's part of it. I think that's really part of it because the first 10 games are just a brutal stretch. Yeah. The schedule makers you could be very easily 1-9 to start the year. I hate
that deep sigh.
That means we're doing it. That means we're doing this like 5 more times.
Yeah.
Shows just like today 5 more times, but they're going to be by like the 7th one. It's going to be like escalated.
What was going on with you last week? You were in a mood.
Me?
Yes.
I wasn't in a no. It's just I'm alone. I was alone, so it's different when I'm by myself.
Damien met too.
I'm always in a mood.
He was so professional. I think it was part of it. I was in the studio, so we had like.
You were in the studio. That threw me off a little bit.
Yeah. See, I knew I shouldn't. I was like, I can't be in here anymore. It's
like no. That's not true. It was I think it did take us a few minutes to get into our thing.
Our normalcy.
It's always it's just different. Like when I'm by myself, my whole approach to everything is different.
Yeah, like you're setting the table. It was so much more formal. You know what I mean?
It was. And I recognize
corporate
that.
Damien. Is that what you're saying?
D-Lo, yeah. He was selling out for the man.
And I remember like we were like 6 minutes in and I was like, this ain't it. Like how what is like fix this? Like what's happening? And I don't know how we did it, but we did. We got there. Yeah, we got where we were supposed to go.
We're like 2 friends that like went to a new gym, with new rims and like the nets are longer and you're like, is this hoop shorter or higher? and we're not finding each other.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all good, but we eventually started making the right reads, I feel.
Yeah, the shots started to drop. The shots started
I'm glad to hear that.
And Kenny, I think you are a perfect foil for D'Lo. I think you can see it when you guys are alone or with James, who I love as well. You two together are much more silly, which I think for me brings out the best side in me. Is like, let's just talk some smack about nothing.
I said it before. I mean, it's just I can't imagine doing radio with somebody other than this guy. No disrespect to anybody that I may do radio with in the future or nothing like that, but it's not the same. It just is what it is.
How long have you guys been doing it together?
2 years, 25, 26 months.
It feels like a lot longer than that.
Who are you telling?
See this guy.
who are you telling, bro? Like it absolutely has. It absolutely has.
So real quick, just don't mean to put any more salt in the wounds. So when Seattle wins the division, what do you guys do?
Seattle who? The Seahawks? I'm a run into that wall over there.
That's funny because he really will.
Can't believe it. First place Seattle Seahawks. Can't believe it. Gino balling.
Told y'all.
I gotta give Pete
that
Carroll
man some respect.
I gotta give Pete Carroll his respect too, man. He's got
Give
these
that man
guys
some
playing,
respect.
man. Seattle's playing pretty well.
Yeah, he is. He is. I can't wait to see you guys. I'm flying out to Detroit tomorrow. Tomorrow is my first heat check remote, we'll call it.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see Michigan State.
Wow.
Are they at the big house? Yeah, they're at home. They're at home.
Yep, at home. And then Sunday, Dolphins, Lions.
Okay. Well,
And
I mean,
then-
all right.
not every second of the trip can be great. You just
Exactly.
gotta take
And
At
then
least
the
you get
night-
to see the Dolphins.
Then the nightcap is the Pistons versus Warriors. Come out to play it.
Draymond playing his future team.
Yeah.
Before
Draymond saying what's up to Jalen Duren. Hey, what's up? We trying to get
Draymond gonna sign a contract with the Pistons and retire like he'd been there his whole career.
like Blake Griffin. He's gonna go off into the sunset like Blake Griffin. He made some really good passes though last night, guys. Like he's playing pretty well for what he does.
Draymond?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see last night's game, but I saw him against Phoenix. He did some good stuff against Phoenix.
Yeah, he was getting busy. They covered easy.
Prove us all wrong.
Yeah.
Prove a lot of people wrong this year.
I said, man, Draymond's balling. How many points does he have? And my friend said 10. And I go, I think 10. I go, you can't just throw that number out. And he goes, but doesn't Draymond always just get 10?
Yeah.
Or 7.
I was going to say or
7.
7. Yeah.
Or 7.
Yeah.
And we look it up and he's got 10 on the nose.
Yo, have fun at Chris Rock.
Thank you. It's going to be fun. I would live tweet it, but they're taking my phone away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have your phone in there.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right.
In case he says something problematic, most likely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Have
Appreciate
fun in
you, homie.
Detroit, too.
All right. See you guys next Friday.